How do you live?
Action.
Because
How do you live?
Action. Action.
How do you live so many lives in one life?
Yeah.
And every
So
single
well.
life is with so much of passion, with so much of dignity. And how do you come out with so many bad things happened in life?
True hero.
True hero. I mean, that's why I really want to spend some time with him. Second person who is no more is Kishore Kumar.
Kishore Kumar. One of the best singers in India.
Yeah.
Last question.
If you had one advice to give to the teachers here, what would it be?
Just one.
I normally say lage raho, but I personally feel lage raho with a bit of difference. When you really need to value things, their wisdom. You should not impose your learning your things. I mean, Riverside is a good example, but when I see my kid and many kids in their best possible schools, somehow I feel so bad about it. Because unfortunately, don't mind it, but teaching also for many people have become a profession, and if you do not get a job anywhere else, you become a teacher. So you can't build this country or the world with the help of certain frustrated people in life.
Yes.
It's very simple. Because as the saying is there that a mother spoils a child, a bad mother spoils a child, a bad teacher spoils a nation. So as teachers, there is so much of responsibility. You need to be so open. Please understand that if you ask a child to do a creative job, that child comes with a bad job, which is his own creativity. A child comes back with picture perfect job, that's something that the child has spent 200 rupees in the market and got it. But still the 200 rupees one gets marks and this child is neglected. That's not done. In our time, when we were studying, at least this was not there. This was certainly not there. The rawness of the kid was valued more than the perfect kid. It was not that only 10 kids are in the school who will excel in everything, who will get chance in dance also, drama also, karate also, everything. It never used to operate like that. I think that system has to come back. We need to value the wisdom, we need to give a lot of freedom to the kids to operate. In my childhood, I tell you this, I'll just take 1 minute. It was important for me. Because as I was telling you that I was shifting school to school. So 6 to 8, I studied in Saraswati Vidya Mandir, which is, people say, is a Jansang school and all that. Although I never saw that. But the most beautiful part of those 3 years is that in my curriculum, Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh used to be there instead of a foreign character somewhere. When I used to dream in the 8th standard, I used to dream myself in a park with big mustaches. No, that was Chandrasekhar Azad. That was Chandrasekhar Azad. That's how I have grown up. And that has added a lot of value in my life. I mean, look at the curriculum today. You know the temperature in Greece, you do not know the temperature in Srinagar. And if teachers are not understanding the gravity of these issues, it will never change. You have such huge voice, you need to raise a voice. You need to bring changes in the curriculum, not the politicians. It's you who practice, but before that you need to understand the value of it. More important is that you need to get into that learning curve and then you need to fight for it, you need to raise a voice. That's very important, I'm telling you, because a lot of work by people like us who are sitting here is actually going waste. It's actually going waste because the ecosystem is not there. An ecosystem, if you really have to create, one of the major roles can be played by the teachers. Simple. So it's not one advice. It's a paragraph.
I would say that be nurturant toward level, be nurturant toward angular personalities. One child, Farid, asked me during our Shodhyatra in Anantnag University many years ago, "Sir, why do I have to excel in every subject? Can't I just do well in math and science?" And that question has not been answered to date. Why should a child perform well in every subject? Do we want to produce geniuses or averages? What kind of people want to produce in this country? And I think this is a challenge. That if there is a child who fails in 2 subjects and gets more than 75% or more, let's say 75% or more in 3 subjects, we should consider the child as a worthy of our attention. That child should decide early in life what is that excites him and what is that which he doesn't want to spend time on. This is not an easy decision, and if you could make it at an early age, if you could make it at an early age, we should celebrate it. So find a way of getting that. I mean, you should use your discretionary power and pass them in those 2 subjects where they fail. Use your discretionary power. And let them be getting a certificate of saying they have passed the 10th exam or 12th. You can't give a choice. But give them some board, find out a board in the world which will let you clear them even if they have failed in 3 subjects, but they have done outstandingly well in 2 subjects. So that's one thing that I want to see in my lifetime, if it can happen. Second thing is that our teachers can also do a great job in what I call as innovation clubs. I mean, we want everywhere innovation clubs to be set up. Our president is very keen in every central university IIT to do 4 things: search, spread, celebrate innovations, and sense the unmet social needs. These 4 things must be done by every child. Every child. Spread a good idea, a creative idea, which I think through ICANN we're trying to do that in a wonderful manner. I think there are people from 24 countries here, which is a good testimony of spreading. Search, which you are also doing very well. Celebrate, which is what this whole function is about. And then one more thing, which is sensing the unmet social needs. You should have an appendix in the book. I saw that book, beautiful book. But next time, have an appendix in that book of unmet needs that our kids identify. To embarrass us, to make us ashamed that look, you live with this problem, we will not live with this problem anymore. And if every community around the world has kids going out and finding out those problems which must be solved here and now, the world will change much faster. So such spread, celebrate innovations and sense the unmet needs must become a mantra of our life.
I think mine is just love your kids. Like I found when I love anybody or anything, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Right? When you love them, you get to know them, you believe in them, you see their potential, and you're willing to do what it takes to reach that potential. So I think it's a big word, but it's really, really important that we love, especially the ones in our class who are the hardest for us to love.
I think it's a great note to kind of end our part, and I'd love to kind of open it up to the wonderful teachers sitting here. I think in a way, a lot of the teachers that are sitting here are also teachers who recognize potential. Otherwise they wouldn't be at a celebration like this. They would probably be having exams somewhere else. So in a way, it's a testimony to the fact that people sitting here are believers. And I think that for them to reach out to even further infect more people with the ideas is important. So much of the work that has happened here has been around dignity of what Anshu's work has been built on. Justice is what Sir's work has been built on. And equity has been the word that Shaheen has been deeply moved by. So there is a soul and there is a deep purpose by which actions, whether it's the moment, whether it is the choices that we make, the non-compromises that we do, are driven around. And I think the one thing that we teachers, the profession, for lack of any other better word that you choose, is that choice, that belief that every child has the ability to make the world a better place. There is no other reason to be in this. The biggest gift we can give our children is optimism, the fact that they have it in them to believe that they can make the world a better place. So I think on this note, if there are questions that we would like to ask this wonderful panel before we have, the way we've got food for thought and then food for our stomachs.
My question is Anshu sir. Sir, you talked about a wonderful thing that you need to have this Kira. You are doing a phenomenal work with Gunj. You have a wonderful team. The Kira that you have in you, how do you make sure that you inculcate in your team? Because I'm pretty much sure we have school leaders here, and who would want to understand that if you have that Kira, how do you make sure you spread that Kira in your team? That is a challenge for us.
You know, I also spoke about that you should not have two faces. That's a very key thing in spreading the kida, spreading the germ. It's also about the feeling of we, it's also about that you are doing it, it's also about that I am not forever here. I mean, if I talk about 4 or 5 key things of Gunj, we are about 180 plus full-time people with about 11 offices now. And many of them, most of them, sir has visited, the center of our, say at least our Delhi center, and he will say that there is a feeling that people think that they are doing. It is the result. Mostly when we sit with the team, often, we only talk about certain achievements and certain problems. We do not talk about the processes, that how it is happening. I have just come back from Kashmir after 2 weeks there. But the first priority is that I immediately go and meet not only the team like us, but also the processing team which actually processes the material, which lifts the material, which loads the material. Because the material is our life in our work. That's where a connect happens. I think that's the most important thing, that you be so transparent with the team. The team knows everything. We do not have any secret, say, salary increments and all. Every month, the salary will, the list will be pasted on a particular board of people. That this is what is deducted, this is what is. The annual review happens in a public forum.
This is very important. I'm sure what you said just now is very important. Giving the password of my email account and known to my staff. There is no confidential payment. There is no confidential payment. There is no confidential document in my office. And I think what he's saying is of profound significance to have that much of openness in our life that there is nothing to be saved from